What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jackson. Yep, you're seeing this correctly. I am back in the old setup once again, the greatness corner or the excellence corner, whatever you want to call it. Power's here, and I have for you guys today something a little bit different. The culture on a buy, so not many videos to be made, really. So I decided to do something a little bit different for you guys and film a story time video, which I have done story time videos in the past. I've done one on this channel and then done a few on my old Powers 101 channel. So if you haven't seen those, go check them out. Actually, on second thought, don't check out the ones on the Powers 101 channel. Those kind of sucked. But check out the one on this channel. It's okay. It's there for sure, but I'm home for the holidays. Christmas is in a few days, but it really got me reminiscing because I started thinking about to when this story took place, which was about 2 years ago around this time of year. And so I'm going to tell you guys about it. So this is my first time acting on stage. Now, for those of you that don't know, when I was in high school, I did theater for my junior and senior year and a little bit of sophomore year too, but mostly junior and senior year. And I had a blast. It was one of the most fun experiences of my life. And if you guys ever have a chance to do it, go ahead and give it a shot. You probably won't regret it. I know there's probably going to be some people that make fun of me out there because, a bunch of football fans, and the football fans' theater is pretty unmasculine, but I don't care. I had a lot of fun with it, and you can judge me later. But this story is just very strange, and a lot of stuff built up to this performance. So we're going to start from the very beginning, which is the strangest year of all of our lives, 2020. So it was this year, towards the end of my sophomore year, I decided to do the musical that my high school was doing, which was called Footloose, and it was fun while it lasted, but then the whole world kind of got shut down, so we didn't get to actually perform that. We ended up doing a version online where we all were in Zoom calls and tried to act it out, and we put it out, and everyone actually seemed to like it. It was actually pretty good, but it wasn't the same thing. And then junior year starts. We actually got to go to school. We had to do a hybrid schedule, though. Our schedule was kind of strange, so the alphabet is put together by last names, and then they split that in half, and then so there would be 2 days where the first half of the alphabet would go to school, and then the next 2 days, the second half would go to school. But the days you didn't go to school, you were online and Google Meets or Zoom meetings, whatever they did, that's what you were in, and that's how we rolled for a little bit. I was in the second half of the alphabet, so that was pretty cool. And we did a show in the fall for that year, my theater did, but it was all online, just like the musical was, and it was fun, but it wasn't the same thing. And that was, if you technically think about it, that was my first acting job that I got, or acting role I got, but I don't count that as my first because it wasn't in front of people. But then we found out we were going to get to do the winter play, which was going to be on stage in front of limited capacity, but on stage nonetheless. So we were all excited about that. I went in, I crushed the audition. So for my theater's auditions, by auditioning, you had to get a monologue from some random place that was 30 seconds to a minute and perform it on stage for everybody there auditioning, and then they would go from there. I nailed mine. I did a scene from Step Brothers, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I didn't have to do much work to memorize it because I practically already knew it. I did the scene where the dad tells them to go play music, essentially. So that was fun. I crushed the audition, and then I got a callback. If you don't know what a callback is, that's when they had you come back in after your audition, if they liked what you did, to read from the script to see if you would be fit for a part. Keep in mind, this callback was on a Friday because I got one. It was on Friday, and this was during NFL season, so I am legit wearing my Darius Leonard or Shaquille Leonard, whatever you want to call him. I'm wearing that jersey, my 53 jersey. My jeans, I have this Colts mask on, and I have these shoes on. I had these shoes because they went with the jersey. I always wore them with a Colts jersey. And that was a thing I did in high school. When the Colts would play on Sunday, I'd wear my jersey to school on Friday. But I completely kind of forgot when I was getting ready in the morning that I had that callback. And I remembered when I was on my way to school, I have a callback and I'm wearing a Colts jersey. So it was whatever. I went on stage to do the callback, and I was doing a scene with someone that I had never met before, or we had class together, but that was about it. But we never actually formally knew each other. So we went on stage. I was nervous because I just get nervous doing stuff like that. Wearing a Colts jersey, wearing a Gator mask, might I add, and jeans, blue jeans, dark blue jeans with those shoes on. I was the only person there in a football jersey. I felt so out of place. It was so weird, but I did terribly at the callback. But to my surprise, I got the part I read for. And I was very surprised. And in hindsight, the only reason I got that part probably is because I was the only person that read for it. Because everyone that read for the part, everyone there that read for a part got the part they read for. So, whatever. I considered it a win. It was a lot of fun. So, we got our scripts. I legit have my script right here. I kept it. I didn't know if I was supposed to keep it, but here, let's take a look at it. It doesn't want to focus, but that was my script. And if you guys can't really see it, but on the top, I wrote my name, and my character's name was Daniel. Keep in mind, this was football season. So I wrote on here, focus. I wrote AKA Daniel Jones. It won't focus, but it says AKA Daniel Jones. Yeah, I was dared by my friends to do that, so I did. And then I put Danny Dimes on the back of my show shirt, because when we got show shirts, we were allowed to put whatever we wanted on the back, and I put Danny Dimes on there. It's very obvious I'm a football fan, but that has really nothing to do with the story. So whatever, we get our parts, we get our scripts, we do the read through. It goes It could have gone a lot better, but it went okay, I would suppose. And I didn't even say what the name of the show. I mean, you just saw the script. It was called Almost Man. It was a great show. But we did the read through. If you don't know what a read through is, it's when we read through the script. It's pretty self-explanatory. We did that. We go home, do whatever. And then we have the first rehearsal. Now, rehearsals were strange because, once again, the BS virus is going on, which I like to call it. That was going on at the time, so we couldn't do full-on rehearsals, so they would only do a few scenes at a time, because how Almost Man works is there's a series of scenes but they're all taking place at the same time, supposedly. And that's why it has a big cast, and everyone's in it about the same amount of time. I was only in the one scene, but everyone was only really in one scene. And it was a good show. I mean, if you guys go on YouTube, you can find it. It's on YouTube. I mean, the version I did, we did the same version as all the other ones, but my high school's one isn't on there. So just go watch it though. It's a good fun play, and it's basically a rom-com. It's pretty funny, and it has its moments, but that's besides the point. It's a pretty fun show. So we start doing rehearsals, and we go to do our individual scene that day, and I was nervous because I was in a scene with two people I didn't know. One of them I ended up becoming pretty good friends with, and the other one, not so much. But she was cool. I don't have anything against her. She was pretty cool. But so one of them played my wife, and the other one played someone that I wanted to be my wife. And then my character forgot he was married. It's a whole thing. Go watch Almost Man. It's a good show. But I'm rambling right now, and this is not a good look. So we start doing rehearsals, and I'm nervous, and then the director tells me to start touching her shoulder. The main girl I'm in the scene with tells me to start touching her shoulder. Mind you, I barely know this girl, and she wants me to touch her shoulder. Yes, it felt awkward. It was very awkward, but it was fine. We got to know each other. It got way better. We developed good chemistry, and then it turned out pretty well. And then we did all the rehearsals. It was going great. I'm gonna put up a picture of my costume right here because it's a fire fit, bro. Like I could wear that in everyday life and look fire. But we start rehearsing. We get all the rehearsals down and good. We're ready to go for the show. And then the show happens. And we did 4 nights. Normally do 3 nights, but they did 4 of the show. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because there was limited capacity because what's happening. So we do that. Opening night, I was the most nervous I have ever been in my life because despite this being perfectly comfortable on camera, I was nervous because I hadn't really gotten the flow of YouTube yet. I had just started my Colts recaps, which is the thing that I was most comfortable with, but I was still not used to it. I was still trying to find my identity of what I wanted this channel to be, and it was a whole thing. I'm not confident at this point. Opening night, I'm just waiting for my scene because it's like the second, it's like the third to last one that goes on. The whole time, I am nervous as hell, let me tell you. And then right before I'm about to go on, I thought I was either going to pass out, throw up, shit myself, or piss myself, or all 4. I was very nervous. And I kept telling the people in the scene with me, if I pass out, just go along with it, and it will probably be fine. But opening night, I was so nervous. And then I went and did my scene, and then I felt great. We did the bows at the end. It was awesome. We did our post-show traditions. And then the next 3 nights were a breeze. The Friday night, my mom was there, and yeah, she sat directly front row, and there was a spot in the show where I had to go to the edge of the stage to talk. So I saw her directly, and that was something. That was something, having to pretend to be in love with a girl and then forgetting I'm married in front of my mother it was an experience. Let me just say that. But then the Saturday night show happens, and my dad, my stepmom, my aunt, and my uncle are there, sitting directly in the front row where my mom sat the night before. So I had to do all of that again, except in front of more family. And this is where it gets bad because as I was leaving, towards the end of the scene, I botched a line so hard. I delivered it in a way I didn't want to deliver it. It didn't sound sincere at all, and I was so pissed at myself. I went backstage, and everyone who's watching this that knows this story can probably confirm I wasn't too happy. Everyone would try to reassure me it was good, though, and I was probably overreacting because I'm an overachiever, and I hold myself to a standard that is way higher than it needed to be. I'm going to go back and watch this video while I'm editing it and be like, oh, God, why do I sound like that? But that's whatever. We do the Sunday show, and this one starts at 2, so our call time was earlier than normal. And that one went pretty good. That was probably our best one. And my 2 friends, Decimator 13, and then our other friend, he was there too. They were there. They gave me Mountain Dew and I think some M&Ms, and I was so happy about that because, I got some W friends, I'm just saying. But after that, my French teacher was there too, so I went and said hi to her. And then that was it. We had to do teardown. We had to tear down the show and just tear down all the set. Luckily, it was easy because we were keeping a lot of stuff for the musical that year. And my shoulder hurt like hell because my shoulder wasn't feeling great, and then I carried a bunch of wood for about 2 hours. And then I was drenched in sweat. My deodorant was gone, and it was a whole thing. But we got through it, and that was really it. I don't know how I turned this into 14 minutes. That is a miracle. But that was it. That was the first show I ever acted in. It was called Almost Made, and I'm surprised it actually happened. It was a phenomenal show, and out of all of my time in high school, from the time I did theater, that was easily my favorite play. I say play because plays and musicals are 2 different things. I might do a story time from the musical that year too, because that one was a little bit more crazy. musical senior year was crazy too. We're going to get a bunch of story times. I'm going to start uploading a lot more of these because I have a lot of stories I want to tell, and it's fun to tell stories. I really like to tell stories. It's pretty fun. So, yeah. That was really it. Closing thoughts, it was a great show. If you guys ever find, if I can hold the damn thing up, if you ever get a chance to go see Almost Maine, go do it. It's a great show. It's one of my favorite shows I did, like I said. And then, at the end of senior year, I got to rewatch it in my theater class that I took with the director, and I cringed so bad because the video we watched was from a rehearsal, not from one of the actual shows, and it wasn't the best I ever played the character. And then a lot of my friends in that class that never saw the show for the first time. And it was a whole thing. But yeah, at the end of the day, it was my favorite play that we did in high school. And honestly, I would love to go back to that time because despite the whole world being a complete shit show, that play was an escape and it was a lot of fun. And that's basically it. If you guys like this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go to the description, follow everything, and then after you're done with all of that, turn on the bell notifications because why not? I'm going to be doing more of these, so hopefully this gets some likes. The football content isn't going anywhere, don't worry. I'll make a Colts video probably on Sunday or Monday, maybe. They play on Saturday, so we'll see. So, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.